Greetings, living beings. My name is Dr. Whobert, also known as Roberto, the artist behind the Neptunia Funny T-shirt series. Also, Cross Dimension Neptunia X, the series of redesigns, being worked on being an actual comic. I have to still do a lot of stuff about that, but that is who I am. Last year, 2023, I asked for you all to send me your questions, and I'm finally going to answer. The original release for this was planned to be before Christmas, then to be between Christmas and New Year's, but I completely forgot. IRL stuff stopped me, but now let's do this before you all forget that I started this Q&A. So let's answer the first question, that is, how big is Hyun's harem? She doesn't have a harem. What are you talking about? There is one meme, and that, not even a drawing by me that I made that implies that Hyun has a harem, so I don't really know what you're talking about. Let's go to the next, that is, how many war crimes will Noir have in Neptunia X? Could it be at least, pretty please, 17, at the very least 5? What the fuck is this question over? Okay, first of all, you said Noir will have war crimes that she will she do the war crimes, or she will receive the war crimes? I don't really know, but she will not have war crimes in Apex. It isn't a dark tale. It is darker than normal Neptunia for some parts, but not that dark. Are you comfortable listing ships and or sexuality of the characters? No, I'm not comfortable listing sexuality of the characters, because that's a delicate theme that it isn't covered in the story. It isn't important, so I haven't even stopped to think about it. But ships, I can give you 3 official ships in my story. That is Nepgear and Uni, IF and Compa, they are married, and Feng and Eren from Fairfence F. Yeah, they are in this story, and they are essentially married. They don't have a paper, but they are basically married. What's your favorite color? Navy blue and magenta. Hot pink, magenta. There is a balance. Actually, blues, dark blues, and warm pinks. These are my favorite tones. You can mix and mash for better appreciation on my part. What element do you like the most in Neptunia stories? So I don't know if you're talking fan projects or the original, but the biggest stuff is the characters. I really like the Neptunia characters. I wish that the official stuff would do more with them. I think they are lacking a lot, but they have potential. That is my favorite part. But the other thing that isn't the characters is the video game stuff. I like the love for video games. This is from the official stuff and the fan stuff. I love the love for video games in Neptunia works, being official or unofficial, no matter. If you have passed a little of time researching video game history for your story, I probably will like your story. Besides Neptunia, what medias do you like the most, Western or Eastern? Okay, I have a lot of stuff that I like. I like building programs like Property Brother and stuff like that. Music, animation, movies, a lot of stuff, soap operas from Brazil, because I'm from Brazil. So the biggest ones that I can say are Steins Gate in related series, Senran Kagura, Toho, Doctor Who, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Especially Sega in general. I love Sega, so these are my favorite things. Let's say that. You mentioned often doing work regarding Neptune for your course. Did you ever get serious pushback from the institution for this focus, or they were pretty liberal? That is a very hard question to answer, actually, because there was a teacher that was pretty annoying about it. She didn't like that we don't focus on our work in helping the community, because short explanation, I study in a public university. Brazil has public education for like higher education. You can just like pass and you are in. So she has this course of being, you are in a public institution, you have to pay the public, completely ignoring that my parents and my own taxes pay this stuff. So it isn't like I'm the mercy of anyone, like, but it doesn't matter. What matters is just like one teacher was pretty annoyed about it, but the rest of the teachers were like very impressive. They actually really like it. So no, there were, I can't say that. Okay, let me finish with yes, they are actually pretty liberal with that. They were pretty open for my work and they see my passion for the work, so they were like pretty okay with me just doing Neptune stuff for my final project. Do you have any ongoing projects with these characters outside of what you shared on X, like a webcomic or such, either private or shared? The characters that the person is talking is Dr. Whobert and Miss Tape, the two characters that are original by me. Dr. Whobert is basically my mascot and also my internet persona. So yeah, I'm working on going. I will answer more of this later, but at the time, like comic projects or stuff like that, there is none. Basically, I'm between houses. Me and my parents are moving from this house, so we are working on finding another, and I don't like to start a project and then have to stop to do that, so I'm just putting everything in the back burner. That's basically it. Let's go to the next question. I have followed you on Twitter a fair bit and still don't know what this is about. Do you stream? Maybe remember people would be better, because I sometimes forgot that you called it a VTuber thing. Okay, following the other question. So yeah, I was a VTuber. I started trying to do VTuber stuff. My computer had a lot of problems, and then I had my final project to do, so I stopped. So at the moment, yes, I'm not streaming, but I plan to stream. When I start streaming, you will all know, because I will not shut up about it. So just pay attention for what I post that isn't me being very random about Knight Rider. Then, where did you begin with the concept of this AU? What inspired you to make the project? So, what inspired me to make the project was the Neptune manga Mega Mitsujin. Some of you may have read. If you don't, I recommend. It is very good. It's a pretty interesting piece of Neptune media simply because it was made before the second game. It started at the first game. The first volume is just between the releases of the first and second games. So the volume 2 just had to add the candidates, and volume 3 and 4 just had to add the cast from Victory. So it was a pretty interesting way to build the world. It wasn't very clear how the world worked, and that was kind of my inspiration, together with the idea of just mashing everything Neptune related into one single dimension. So that was like the original plan, smashing everything together and seeing if it worked. It didn't for me, so I decided to just kind of do my own thing. So yeah, the project is pretty complex and evolved with time, but these are basically the best answers that I can give. It began because of the manga. I wanted to do something similar, mash everything together, and then I started to do my own thing with time. What timeline will pass in? Does your EU follow a certain canonical timeline, or is more just one of your own? It is one of my own. Neptune X happens in the cross dimension. That's why it's called cross dimension. And the cross dimension is basically everything Neptune related connected into one. No, it's not exactly everything. I try to do the most that I can, but it's like is part hyperdimension with some elements from the ultra dimension and stuff like that. So yeah, is its own timeline that it doesn't happen in any other place other than its own universe. Does Neptune X have some planned plot yet? There is established series of events. Is there a chronology? Yes, there is a chronology. NEPX is a narrative, a complete narrative, is starting by the war addict that I'm calling. Is basically an adaptation of the original Neptune game with Neptune, IF, and Compa trying to rescue Histy and stuff like that, and the console wars and stuff like that. And then there is like the candidates having to find themselves, Neptune going to another place trying to stop a war, and a big adventure with all game industry involved like Mega Dimension. So yeah, there is a lot of events, but there is, yes, a chronology. Main cast, age, and birthday. That complements the question before. There is no official age and for the characters, because the characters age during the story. But what I can say is that you all mostly picture my version of Neptune with the hoodie and the jacket. That version of Neptune is to be around 40 or 50. That is around that. The CPUs in general are around that. The candidates are younger. The version that you're most familiar for the candidates that do most of the artworks are also in their 20s, exception with the twins that are in their mid to late teens. I don't have exactly age for no character. There is no character that have exact age. Can I hug Neptune and Home, please? Yes, you can hug Neptune. She likes it. Home, you will have to hug Hanchu and dodge Blank's hammer. Outside of nation colors, which one you say that each CPU and candidate's favorite? That would be Neptune likes reds and blues, Vert like green, that's why Lamebox has green as a color, and purple. Home likes pink, Home likes blue, Nepgear likes gray, Blanks like copper, Chica and Noir likes black, and Union likes hot pink. Will there be dimensional travel at all in Neptune X in the same vein that Ultra Dimension and Hyper Dimension thing went during Victory? No. But there will be dimensional travel. Like, dimensional travel is canon in NEPX, but there will be no storyline involved with dimensional travel. I have some ideas, but will be like a kind of spin-off. Neptune will go to another dimensions, but it isn't be like the main quest, the main story. What kind of relationship PC continent? What is the relationship of PC continent to game industry? You seem to count them as separate regions of the world, and that's another topic that I see. I have seen much talk about. Yes, gaming industry and PC continent are two separate parts of the same world. You can go there by boat and stuff like that. They are related, they have a shared history, but it isn't the easiest thing for you to go from one to another. So yeah, that's why you don't heard a lot about it. The most of you I probably posted about the PC continent are the characters from there, and Vert that was born there. That is like her whole storyline. So PC continent exists, they have a relationship commercial, historical with game industry, but they are like their own thing. They are separate. They are their own thing. They don't have CPUs. They are a completely different land. Since Histoire is now the guild master, have you considered undoing the concept of oracles? If not, who would be the new Planetune CPU? You can see in the screen that I have the original question below because it was too long, so I resumed it. I shortened it. No, I actually never considered undoing the concept of an oracle until this question. But after thinking, I may just do a new CPU for a new oracle for Planetune. I don't have an idea. I don't have like a character that I can say, oh, okay, you would be a perfect oracle for Planetune. So I would probably create one based on Histoire itself. So yeah, I'm not sure on what I will do in that department, but I will do something about it. Will character from some spin-offs appear? What? Oh, I did duplicated the question. Will characters from some spin-offs appear? Will have Phantom Makia appear? Yeah, their characters from spin-offs are in the story, especially the reporters, the journalists from Action Unleashed, and other characters, even from things like manga, anime, I think the only characters that aren't, it is easier to be like who can't appear in Apex. The cast from Seran Kagura that appear in the Ninja Wars game, I really don't want to go see stuff related to Virtua Stars. The Sega Hard Girls won't appear. So like these are the characters that don't have a chance. I can't say all spin-off characters will appear, especially Phantom Makia. He won't appear. I didn't even know that he existed before this question. So yeah, he won't appear. Characters that have different version stakes will have a single character with the most fitting interpretation, or there will be different versions coexisting. There is no firm answer to that. Basically, because some characters, multiple versions work. Ray, for instance, the Ray that I most draw about is the present day Ray, that is based on her hyperdimension version. While she has an ancestor that is the ultra dimension Ray. You understand? Other characters normally have a specifically series of characteristics that are very similar, so it isn't that hard to mix and match to make them their official Napex version. So yes, I can't have like a straight answer for that. The answer is that it depends on the character. Characters like R4 are a mix of almost every version of her. Other characters like Ray are separate. Characters like Pishi are confused because I prefer to use her more mature version that Tsunaka would have drawn. But if I had to use her child version, I would choose the manga one, not the game. So it's a very interesting balance of what is better for the story and the character. Have you considered making your own makers appear in Apex, characters without them being directly needed for a reclass character? If so, which one you most want to put? I mean, like ones like Bethesda and such. Yes, there is original makers that are part of the story. Actually, they were made for the story because I like it. I think the one that I'm most excited to put in is Running with Scissors. If you don't recognize the name, is the Postal Gal. I'm calling her the Postal Girl because Running Scissor only made Postal games, so it makes sense. Because Postal is a 18 plus series, is a mature rated series, and I had to adapt for like the normal classification of a Neptunia game, so it's pretty fun to do that. And I actually love her design, and I will put her in one of the stories. Will the evil Neptune, who is just another exactly copy Neptune idea, appear at all if you don't have found a better rival? No, there will be a evil Neptune. Yes, there will be exactly copy of Neptune. No, that idea is interesting for talking, but when you have to sit down and make the character, it isn't the most exciting one. So I will keep this idea for a joke. It works better as a joke. But for the rival, I decided to slice the rival role to two characters. So the moral and serious rival is a fake version of Neptune, is much more complex, and I don't want to spoil it. And the more light-hearted and just like fun kind of rival is Bisha, because Namco and Sega are like historical rivals, so it makes sense that it's her. Have you thought of alternative processor units depending on mission? No, because the processor units already change for the era. For instance, the design of Neptune, of Purple Heart, in the war era is one, and in the main story is another. So I don't think on making alternative processing units, except if like it's super necessary. Like for instance, Heatwave had modified processor units for the Heat. So that is the type of stuff that I would do, but isn't like something that is like main priority. But the CPUs actually have two transformation designs: the normal processor unit and the public relations. That is just a casual where that the CPUs use when they are like talking to the people and they aren't in combat and stuff like that. Will the Chaos form appear? If so, in what style they will be based on? Will they have a different origin? The Chaos form will appear? Kinda. I like some of the design of the Chaos form, so I even implemented. Okay, Blanc's Chaos form are like what I'm basing her normal design on. So I can't say what style exactly I will like reference. Because it depends. They are all made by different artists with no philosophy behind, so I can't exactly say what they will be based on, because we'll be in a case-to-case basis. Will they have a different origin? Yes, there is some characters that will be similar to the Chaos forms, and they will have a very different origin. So I think that answers the question. This is a repeated question. Will that detail from Forgotten Online of Noir and Vert having played a MMO together a long time ago remain will be cool addition or not? That is a complicated question, not because I don't like the idea. I actually love this idea. The thing is just Noir from Nepex don't appear to be the type that would be playing MMOs. So MMOs. Sometimes my English is pretty weird. I think you all already noticed it. So the best I can say is that Neptune and Vert playing Forgotten Online is something that is canon, and Noir and Vert have a very good relationship related to fashion, clothes, and cosplay, because that's a canon detail that no one is doing anything about it. Vert likes to dress up. Noir likes to dress up. Why they aren't doing more with that? You said before that you wanted to include Pluria, but haven't finished her design. This made me think which designs are the hardest or easiest for you to nail down, and which ones are the hardest time grasping at all. This is a question that I was waiting for. Because the truth is that characters that are pretty clear in their point, what they are. For instance, Neptune is a pretty easy design to make, simply because all her redesigns kind of follow the same philosophy, while someone like Noir is harder because her design doesn't even sell that she is a goddess from a high-tech land. You know, the three CPUs don't fit their universe. That's kind of the thing. But they still pretty easy because it's pretty understandable what their personalities are. So from that point, I can work on. The problem is when I have little personality or the personality for some reason is pretty limited to work on. And the best worst example, actually no, before that best worst example, sometimes a character doesn't have reference in their design. IF and Comp are the best examples. But they have so well defined personalities that the designs that they chose to go with totally sell their personalities. So it's pretty easy because the story is telling me what are they like. So it's easy for me to work with that. But the worst character is simply Red. Because Red simply doesn't have anything. The only thing that is connected to her company of origin is her hair color, the R in her hair thing. I don't really know what that's a side ponytail or something like that. And the dragon that is on her body, like around her body. Herself doesn't make sense. The company don't make toys. They are child focused type of games. Like they made Sakura Wars. Why they are represented for by that childish girl with toys wearing a Chinese dress? Like most of the titles from the company aren't China related. The only China related thing with Red Company was after she already appeared in Neptunia. So her design is so vague and her personality is so vague. She is going around looking for wives and she's childish. The only thing that I can go for is that she likes cool stuff. That's why she wants guns in one of one of her scenes, which makes sense because Red Company made Gungrave. But other than that, she doesn't have much. And these are the hardest characters. Characters that the designers didn't stop to like extensively create a good visual, and the writers didn't stop to create a good personality that I can understand the visuals for. These are the hardest characters. The easiest is where the design and the personality sell totally who the character are. If someone had never played any game in the series, would you recommend? That is a very hard question. But yes, probably. I love Neptunia. I want more people to play Neptunia. I would say go buy Rebirth 1 on Steam. Is like the bread chain. I don't know if you all have that expression in English. But what I want to say is simply is a very easy series to enter on. It isn't for everyone, but I think most people, if you like what I'm doing, if you like anime, if you like video games, you probably will find something. And if you don't, well, you're only expanding like for the first game, or if you, okay, just go on Crunchyroll and watch the anime. I think there is there. It's not just pirate the shit. I recommend the English dub. I love the English dub. So I think is that for the my answer and the Q&A 2023. I have to like I forgot the word. I I have to thank you all. It was an amazing year. I wasn't expecting as much care and respect and passion for the things that I made. And yeah, there is that bumps, there is that things that you get disappointed, but one thing it wasn't disappointing is the support of this community. I wasn't really prepared for how loving and interactive you all are, so I really need to thank you all. It was fun doing that. I hope you all stay here for these years. I have a lot of stuff that I want to work on. I can't promise that I will be able to do everything, but something you all will have. So that is that. My name is Dr. Whobert. I am leaving now and see you next time.